Welcome back to the 30-day beginner yoga challenge. We are on day 23 today, so we're on our final week and we're going to focus on goddess pose today. We're going to begin in bound ankle, so soles of the feet come together, knees out wide, have a little rock from side to side as you hold onto your feet. Maybe shuffle the feet forwards or backwards, figure out where's going to be a comfortable place for them to go. When you're settled in, sit yourself tall and upright, hold onto your ankles, roll the shoulders back. If you're really tight here and this is uncomfortable, support your knees with some pillows or rolled up towels and take your hands back behind you. But otherwise, holding on to the ankles or the feet, close your eyes over and we're going to breathe deeply. So inhale, lengthen, stretch up. Exhale, knees sink down. Inhale, lengthen, sit tall. Exhale, relax your legs. Repeating that a couple more times. And then slowly open your eyes up. And we're going to come into a wide straddle position. So you want to take your legs out wide as they will comfortably go. So they don't need to be as wide as this. Maybe they can go wider. Move the thighs back behind you so your sit bones press down on the floor and take your hands out in front. Flex your feet so you're engaging your legs. Pull the front of the legs up and then the backs of the legs are extending. We're going to fold down really slowly and carefully. So we're going to inhale, sit tall. As you exhale, slightly bend the elbows, pull your chest ever so slightly forward. So we haven't really warmed up yet, so you're just going to take this really gently. We're just seeing kind of where is your baseline, where are you before we do the class, and then we'll come back to this at the very end. Hopefully it'll be a bit more comfortable and you'll be able to go a little further. So not pushing it, not doing your deepest stretch, just finding where's your comfort zone, where's the edge of it, where do you start to feel the stretch, just tuning in with your body, feeling the backs of your legs. And again, just like with bound angle, you might not be tilting forwards, you might have your hands back behind you and you might be here and this is already a stretch for you, and that's absolutely fine. This is just about figuring out where you're at right now. Take one more deep breath. And then sit yourself tall, support the backs of your knees, bring your legs back in and come onto hands and knees. We're going to inhale, right leg back behind, inhale. Exhale, round the back, bring the knee to the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, take your knee over to your right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, over to your left elbow. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, back to hands and knees. Same on the left side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, over to your left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, over to your right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back to hands and knees. And then cross your legs, take your legs out in front of you. We're going to do a single leg forward fold. So you're going to have the left leg extended, sole of the right foot on your inner thigh and your right knee just dropping out to the side. Bring your chest and your hips around so you're facing your extended leg. And then again, we're just going to fold over really slowly. So hands frame your leg. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hinge forwards. Maybe inch the hands a little closer to your foot. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, draw the elbows back behind you, leading with your chest, and then just see where do you start to feel the stretch? Where does it start to become slightly uncomfortable? Then you need to ease off. How does it feel as you go a little lower? How does it feel when you lift a little higher? And just kind of test a few things out. And then slowly roll up. Roll your shoulders back. We'll do a twist with our legs like this. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist around to your right. So take your right arm behind you, left hand coming across. Look over your right shoulder. 3 deep breaths. Find a single point to focus on. Take your gaze there. Block everything else out. Feel your shoulders relax as you exhale. And then on your next inhale, come back to the centre. We'll switch the legs over, so you've got your right leg extended, sole of the left foot on your inner thigh, make yourself comfortable. Hands framing the leg, inhale, sit tall, exhale, hinge forwards, and just go as far as you can comfortably go. We're just testing things out, we're just seeing how the body feels in different positions. Breathe deeply. So use the breath to help you go a little deeper into your stretch if that's what you're aiming for. So you're going to inhale, extend, exhale, sink down. And then just keep repeating that with every breath. Inhale, extend, exhale, sink down. And then slowly roll up. Roll your shoulders back. You're going to slide the hips forward so you have space behind you and lie down on your back. Bring your knees into your chest, one hand onto each knee. Big toes stay touching. Circle your knees around in opposite directions. So circling around from the hips, loosening up the hip joints. And then we'll go back the other way. Come back to the centre, take your left foot to the floor, keep your big deep bend in your right knee, keep your knee down towards your chest, but then lift the sole of your foot up to face the ceiling. So instead of extending your leg up, keep the knee where it is and just lift the foot. See if you can take your right hand onto the inside of your leg, maybe you can hold on to your ankle and then you're reaching up for possibly the sole of your foot. Knee coming slightly out to the side. When you're ready, start to slowly draw your knee down to the floor. Keep your left hand on your left hip and make sure you don't just tilt over to the side. You want to have a nice deep stretch on the back of your right leg. Maybe you can extend your left leg to deepen that stretch. Slow deep breaths as we hold the stretches. Remember not to stretch too deeply. We're not trying to cause any pain. We're not gritting our teeth. We're not fighting to hold the pose. We're just figuring out what our body is capable of, where our limits are. So maybe your limit is somewhere like this with the knee bent. Slowly take your right foot to the floor. You're going to hug your left knee into the chest and then keep the knee where it is. Extend the foot up so the sole of the foot faces the ceiling, and then again your option. So maybe you're holding onto the underside of the thigh, maybe you're holding onto your shin, maybe the ankle, and then maybe you can hold onto the top of the foot, onto the sole of your foot. Right hand coming onto your right hip. Maybe your right leg will extend, maybe it won't. And then hold there. So figure out where's comfortable for you. And then you're gradually drawing your knee down towards the floor on your left side, taking it really carefully, really gently. Slow deep breaths as you hold your stretch. And then take your foot back to the floor. Going to take the hands onto the backs of the thighs, rock yourself up. Going to come into a forward fold at the front of the mat. So hands come down, untuck your feet, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, roll yourself slowly up, roll the shoulders back. Stand up at the front edge of your mat, and then we're going to do a warrior two. Step your right leg back, big step back, deep bend in your left knee. Open your arms out so that in line with your shoulders. Relax the shoulders down. Tuck the hips under. Draw the belly button up. Nice big deep bend. Left knee above your ankle. Pushing down through the outside edge of your right foot. Right leg engaged. And then we're going to go up and down with the breath. So turn the palms up. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Release your hands, straighten the legs. Turn your feet so they're kind of pointing out about a 45-degree angle away from each other. So halfway between facing all the way up to the sides and facing forwards. And then we're going to do our goddess pose. We're going to take the hips directly down. So if I just show you from the side what to avoid, avoid sinking down like when you're doing a squat. You want to avoid pushing your hips back behind you. You're going to just go directly down to the floor. Knees come above your ankles. Make sure they don't buckle in. And then the hips go directly down. Arms are in your goalpost or your cactus arms. Elbows in line with your shoulders. Palms facing forwards. And hold there. Tuck the hips under. And then we're going to flow with our breath. So we're going to inhale, stretch up, exhale, back to goddess pose. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower, and hold there. Hold where you are. I'm going to show you again from the side. Just remember, even as your hips go directly down, so instead of doing this, they're doing this. Make sure your tailbone doesn't stick out and you don't hollow out your lower back. So tuck everything under, draw the core up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float your hands down. Turn everything to face the front. Step back to mountain pose. And we'll do the same on the other side. Step your left leg back. Big step back, warrior two. Relax the shoulders, gaze down your left arm. Make sure your knee is above your ankle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, straighten your front leg. Exhale, lower. Squeeze up as you lift up. So inhale, lift, squeeze. Exhale, back down. Relax your arms, straighten your left leg. Turn the toes so they point out 45 degrees. Inhale, goddess pose. And then just hold there for a breath or two. Make sure you've got that alignment with the hips. Make sure they aren't sticking out. Make sure they aren't tilted back. Keep the tailbone coming under. Keep that extension in the lower back. Make sure the knees don't buckle in. Knees above the ankles. Maybe see if you can get the hips a little lower. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and hold. Keep the chest open. Draw your shoulder blades back behind you to stretch out the front of your chest. Elbows stay in line with the shoulders. And then relax. Step back to the front of your mat. And we'll do a forward fold. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forwards. Release your head, take a few deep breaths. Shake your head a couple of times. Step back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to swing the legs around in front. So drop to the hands and knees. Swing your legs in front of you. We're going to come back into that wide straddle position again. So legs coming out wide. Move the thighs apart. Sit yourself tall. Draw the front of the legs up. Flex the feet. Take your hands in front of you. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hinge forwards. If you're comfortable there, walk the hands a little further away and then just keep repeating. So inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hinge forwards. And just do that as many times as you want to. See if maybe you go a little deeper than you did at the beginning. Remember, hinging forwards, not rounding down. So keep the chest open. Keep the front of your body stretching just as much as your back, and tilt forwards from the hips. Kind of like you're trying to fold yourself in half, so you're just hinging here rather than rounding down, just coming down with a flat back. And it really doesn't matter how far you go down, doesn't matter how close you are to the floor. That's not what it's about. It's about stretching out the hips, the back of the legs, increasing your flexibility, increasing your mobility, making things more comfortable for you. Slowly lift back up. Walk the hands back in, support the knees, come into your bound angle. So soles of the feet come together. And then same thing, have a little rock from side to side. Tilt yourself forwards from the hips. Inhale, exhale. Start to go a little deeper, a little lower. Using the breath to help you. So we're a little bit warmer now, we've stretched out, we've warmed up our muscles and our joints. So go into kind of 80% stretch. So it's not forcing yourself to do something that your body isn't comfortable with, but figure out where's your limit and then hold just before there. And you can see, if you think back to how I looked at the beginning of the class before I'd warmed up compared to now, I'm quite open and flexible in my hips and I can come all the way down. But when I hadn't done any warm up, I was probably about here. So it just shows how important it is to only do these deep stretches after you're fully warm. Slowly come back up again. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the knees together. We're going to take the feet flat on the floor and just rock the hips from one side to the other. So take your hands back behind you and just let the hips kind of roll one way and then the other way, just to loosen everything up. Release any tension, stretch them back the other way. And then come into a cross-legged position. Sit yourself tall. That's it for today. We'll take a few breaths here, so just sit tall, roll the shoulders back, lift up through the crown of the head, maybe close the eyes, take your focus to your breath again. Big inhale and exhale. Make note of how your legs are feeling. Slowly blink open your eyes. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to focus on half moon pose tomorrow. So you will need a prop, either a yoga block if you have one, or a stack of books, a box, just something that's kind of about this height, maybe like a foot high, that will just help you with that pose. If you don't have anything, you don't need it, it's just going to make it a bit easier for you. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.